So VDM posted this video yesterday, and in this video, he stated that he would not be opposing Blord's bail application because Victor Boniface, the footballer, called him alongside other prominent Nigerians. Now, I'm going to allow you to listen to what VDM said in this video briefly. There are okay, anyway, just listen to him first. I'm coming.
All right, so today making it 11 days since Omoyele Sowore came out to say he's going to discontinue the case, the criminal case that was filed on my behalf against Blord, which made Blord to be remanded at the Kuje Correctional Center. So Omoyele Sowore, when the case broke out, when the news broke out, Sowore came out to say he discontinue the case. He told Masha to leave the case, which I was surprised because he would have called me behind to say, Aburo, what is going on? But he won't show power, and that is why I decided to embarrass him that he does not even really have the power. He tried to blackmail that it is oppression and blah blah blah. Till now, you have not proven that there is oppression anywhere. But surprisingly, why am I talking about this case? For the past 3 days now, Sowore have not spoken about Blord again. All his boys, they don't go back to their base. Even this gay boy, this boy, where they do Nollywood for Asaba, they don't go back. I see a video of him when he go back. You understand? Ordinarily, Blord for don't come out. I get watching brief for this case. Blord for don't come out because on Monday, they don't give reports. Say Blord no well. He was seriously ill. They put him with hardened criminals. They know they used to that kind of environment. So he falls sick. Because of that, they had to move former Accountant General of the Federation out of segregation and put Blord in his prison cell so that Blord will adjust to that environment. You understand? So I just look Sowore when Sowore come and say, oh, Blord is resting, blah, 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 all those stuff. I just look them, they laugh. All of that because she won't push a narrative. And also because Sowore get your personal vendetta and I go post them online. Secondly, I want you all to know that Blord's main lawyer don't they call since so that they will look for a way to settle this matter. Now why they look all of them the last okay? I be Blord lawyer they try play game. Which one show already talk say Blord say no level. But Blord your own lawyer they call from back say they won't settle matter. You don't understand. But anyways, I've spoken to Barrister Marshall and if they file for bail application, we are not going to oppose. And it should not be in the hand of the law. You understand? Now let's go back to this case and let me show you who Sowore really is and why he's coming into this case. Now this case where they call it that read the charge. Let me start with showing you the charges. Have you read the charge and the counts? Read the count charge. Count 1, I will underline it. Count 1 talked about fraudulently, dishonestly, when he talks say I approve viewpoint app. As you can see, fraudulently he said I approve viewpoint app. Count 2 talked about impersonation. Count 3 talk about when he false pretense, say he defraud people, members of the public, by saying that they come this thing, join them for bronze gadget rally. So it's all there. There's nothing like that. Now, when Blord was taken to court on the first day, this Justice Ajimogobia, when Sowore and the people, they tried to defame her and lie against the woman. The judge is one of the most fair judges I've ever seen, not because of say they put my case. Guess what? Blord was invited multiple times by the police. Blord refused to come. He refused to honor the invitation. They invited him multiple times, respectfully, he refused to come. Then they were forced to go to Anambra and bring him. Do you understand? They went to Anambra to bring him and they brought him to court. The day Blord was presented in court, the judge said, where is the lawyer of the defendant? Police said, he had an opportunity to bring the lawyer, he didn't come with his lawyer. The judge said she cannot go on with the case. She told them that she's going to be stepping on democracy in Nigeria if she goes on with this case. That Blord is entitled to a lawyer, and if there's no lawyer, they are not going to move on with the case. And because Blord had been previously invited and refused to honor the invitation multiple times, that's why he was remanded at the police station. They told him to go to the police station. The next day, they brought him back to court. That time, his lawyer was present. Now, when the lawyer was present, they read his charge to him. And they read the charge, he pleaded not guilty. When he pleaded not guilty, for the case to start, the case was adjourned to on the 27th. And already, you know, if they let Blord go, Blord will come back.
Now, what worries me about this matter, and one of the reasons why I'm really disturbed about this case is that while I was scrolling the social media yesterday, I saw a document that shows VDM had already opposed the bail application of Blord, and that has a court stamp, Federal High Court stamp from Abuja, and it says it was submitted on the 10th of April. That's supposed to be on Friday. I'm going to read some of the content. Now, I am not 100% sure of this document. I'm not so sure. I don't know. I saw it on Facebook and I'm not 100% sure if it is original or not, but it looks like it. So I'm just going to read what I saw, some of the things I saw that are very disturbing for me. So the paragraph 8 in that their opposing letter said that one of the reasons why they don't want Blord to be granted bail is that the defendant is likely to interfere with evidence as they are on his social media platforms. Paragraph 9 says that the defendant is likely to commit more offenses if granted bail. Paragraph 10 says that the offenses the defendant is charged with are felonies with up to 3 to 10 years jail term as sanction. That the defendant is likely to continue to ridicule the administration of criminal justice if granted bail. That there is likelihood of the defendant evading trial if granted bail. That assuming the court is minded to grant bail, the court should grant same on terms that will ensure his availability to stand trial before this court. That the respondent is ready to prosecute this case expeditiously, and the witnesses are readily available. So first and foremost is that in the video VDM posted, he said that on Monday, some of his intels wrote him a message telling him that Blord was sick and was even moved to different rooms in the prison because of his health. That was on Monday last week. Then on Friday, he went ahead to write an opposing letter to the court for his bail. That is to oppose his bail on Friday. And then, even after Fino had pleaded with you, you responded to Fino saying you cannot grant his appeal request because Omoyele Sowore said, Omoyele Sowore did not say. You know, it is very easy for one to criticize people in power or people who have power or wealthy people. But it is difficult to stand in the position of criticism, like to be criticized. Criticizing people might be very easy, but being criticized might be very difficult to tolerate. So, every day, VDM keep claiming he's a poor man and that he's dealing with big men. What VDM does not know that is that he's no longer classified as a poor man in the society today. He's no longer classified or considered as a poor man in the society. He does not know that gradually he's acquiring power and acquiring opportunity. And when you begin to acquire these things, you begin to watch your life more carefully, watch your actions more carefully, your statements, because some things you do will hurt people a lot. Let me tell you. If you don't know what it means, I know a lot of people will not agree with me, and I actually don't care. I'm also a Ratel member, but I've always said it. I will criticize you no matter who you are and no matter the position I am with you. As this case is going, VDM is not pursuing this case because he wants to protect his rights or because Blord violated his rights. No. He's pursuing this case because he wants to score a point in the banter you have with Blord. Because tell me why you would say you no longer withdraw a case. You declined the request from Fino simply because one Omoyele Sowore said something. Who is Omoyele Sowore to Blord? When and where has Blord associated with Sowore before? There is no relationship in this matter. So why would you be taking a decision or making a decision based on one Omoyele? So you are using Blord to score a point against Sowore now, and also using the law to score a point against Blord. What Blord did, like I've always said, what Blord did was ignorance. He thought this thing was just a joke. He thought they were just throwing banter at each other. They were just catching cruise. And you took advantage of his ignorance and his mistake, which is very fair. You have the right. But I believe that if all the people we have offended in the past, or we still offend every day, take advantage of our ignorance and our mistake and our carelessness, then nobody will be walking freely on the streets. Even VDM has recently accused the son of the president of death threats. That could be termed as a criminal defamation that you cannot prove anywhere. But you posted it multiple times, and the son of the president had the power to do anything to you. But you decided not to do anything because of the position you occupy. Holding power is very difficult for people who are naturally arrogant and who has ego, and people who don't know that they now occupy a sensitive position. As a powerful person, as VDM is, The way people will judge him when he do some certain things today is not the same way they would judge somebody who is on the street. VDM still thinks he's the same VDM that used to carry placard on the junction of Abuja. He does not know that he has left that position. He's now occupying the same position of the people he criticized. And now it is time for him to begin to show example to the people in power. You mustn't become a politician before you believe that you are in power. As Obi Kubana is now, Obi Kubana is a powerful person. You came out criticizing Mercy Johnson, Mercy Chinwo, all these people that you feel they are powerful because they have money and they are pursuing their rights against people who try to defame them. But today, you cannot tolerate the same which you have condemned and criticized in the past. What you don't know is that you are already in that position like those people. As a matter of fact, you are higher than most of them already. So we must be careful the way we handle we portray ourselves, we position ourselves in the society. I'm not saying you shouldn't go to courts, but using cases you pursue against people to mock them, you mock them saying you are now in 32,000 feet above your enemy is in prison and you are in the jet. That shows you that you are not pursuing a case to protect your rights. You are only using this case to secure a point. To secure a point against your opponent in the banter you are throwing with him. So why would you choose to use the law, which you should use for things that are more relevant to pursue a point in a banter? Why would you drive and video record somebody that is being taken to prison just to mock him? Why would you go to Oka in the first place? All these things are just proof that this is just a mere banter. And you are now taking the banter too far, ignorantly, the same way Blord took the banter between you and him too far, ignorantly. So there is no difference between you and Blord. And as a matter of fact, you are now becoming worse than Blord. I know these things I've said might not sit too well with everybody, but at the end of the day, we live in a society where we are the problem. At the end of the day, we are the problem. It's just that we have not been in the position to show that we are worse than the people we criticize. A lot of us are worse than the people we criticize every day. And I will say this and say it, even if I'm in the presence of, I meet VDM tomorrow, I will tell him that what you are doing is already, I wouldn't want to call it oppression, but this is you ignorantly doing some things because you don't know that you're already in a sensitive position as a man in the society in Nigeria. Honestly.